But my first presenter, Ms. Pujarini Sen from Chintan Environmental Action and Research Group.
So, good afternoon everybody. I'm from Chintan Environmental Research and Action Group. I will be brief in the interest of time and hope that we will be able to have a lively discussion afterwards. Also, it's post-lunch, so I wouldn't want to bore you too much. So, I think since yesterday and since early today, we've understood that rag pickers are important and need to be included into any waste management solution, but we've not really understood why or how. So this is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the issues that we face in doing this, and then I'm going to talk about some of the solutions that we can employ. So one of the first issues that we face is that we think of them as scavengers, as rag pickers, as waste pickers, and we do not think of them as waste collectors, sorters, as waste recyclers. We do not understand that they are part of a very vibrant, informal recycling sector, which also includes itinerant junk dealers, small kabariwalas, big kabariwalas. A lot of people find their employment from this sector. And also we do not often at times remember that these people are also vibrant private entrepreneurs. A lot of them have scaled up from being waste collectors or segregators to becoming junk dealers, small and big. So they are quite at par with big waste management companies, and they are also private service providers. So that is point one. That is an issue that we face. The second issue that we do not understand often is that as Rajneet mentioned, I think in the previous discussion and in the keynote address, that in India we have a very vibrant traditional waste management system, which does include composting and recycling. And these people have been part of this traditional method of waste management for years, for decades. And what is happening is that with this rapid urbanization and at a loss, we are grappling to find quick solutions, we are displacing them. And what happens when we displace them is that usually the alternatives that they are provided are not good enough. So they are given skills training as beauticians or as weavers, and these value-added services have no market. So the amount of money that they would be making as independent entrepreneurs, they almost always lose their livelihoods. And even if they are integrated into these large waste-to-energy plants, they're usually paid a very nominal fee, and at that fee, and that is much lower than what they would be making if they would continue to have access to waste. And my final point is that, of course, there... No, go ahead.
Just continue. I'm just taking out this.
Go ahead. All right. And my final point is that there is, of course, a huge socioeconomic, class, caste discrimination against most of these people, spoken or unspoken, and there is a lack of acceptance of the place of the socioeconomic class that they come from and the work that they do. So, now I will talk about some solutions. Of course, as we have explored since yesterday, the answer lies in a decentralized way of waste management, and this needs to involve inclusion of waste recyclers at every level. So Chintan itself, we do door-to-door waste collection in the NDMC area, and in now very soon in EDMC as well. So number one, in door-to-door dhalaus, we need to be able to involve them, and along with the fee that they will get to collect door-to-door, they should also be able to retain their access not to waste but to the recyclables, which is where they make their living from. Yeah. And the second thing is landfills. So I want to make it very clear that the work that we do, the research that we do, it's not pro-landfills, but it's pro-livelihoods. So before the waste comes to the landfill, or in this case very soon goes to the waste-to-energy plant, we can jolly well have a materials recovery facility, which we call MRF, where waste sorters, collectors, recyclers can continue to have access to the recyclables and anything else of value that can be reused and take that out before it goes to the waste to energy plant or to the landfill. And of course, to end, by formalizing and organizing their work in this way, one big concern that I know everybody in this room might have, we eliminate to a very large degree any health hazards that they face and are able to make their work safe. So in conclusion, I would like to say that no reuse, reduce and recycling setup can happen without including the informal recycling sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Pooja. You have rightly brought out importance of rag pickers. Well, suggestion is debatable whether we want to do inclusive management of solid waste, continuing these rag pickers in their business for coming short term and long term, that means 1 to 3 years or 5 to 10 years. Next 10 years, do we visualize this as a solution? This is debatable. I will open it for discussion subsequently, but now I invite